Hello and welcome back to the Football Zone. Today's topic, England.
England.
No, don't start.
It's
Do not start.
It's not coming home.
I mean, we're playing tonight. We're playing Germany tonight.
Depending on when this video goes out, it's either yesterday
Yeah,
or we've just played against them.
yeah. What do we think? What we saying?
Going into this game, I think it's going to be 2-0 to Germany. We're still yet to score from open play.
In how many minutes?
450 plus minutes, I believe it is.
5 games.
So it is, I believe.
5 games we haven't scored an open play goal. Last goal we scored was against Germany in the 1-1 draw when Harry Kane scored a penalty.
But that's not open play.
No, I'm just
Oh,
stating the fact.
but it's us and San Marino are the only two teams in the Nations League not to score from open play.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is rather embarrassing.
going into the World Cup, I've got no expectations whatsoever for this England team.
I mean,
Prior to this Nations League, I had extremely high hopes that we were going into this realistically, minimum I wanted final again in the World Cup.
yeah.
From the team that we have,
Yeah.
defense is a little bit shaky, kind of.
Because
of this consistency.
We will come on to players who we think we should play and stuff like that, but I was quietly confident going. I mean, all England fans have the deluded hope that we're gonna absolutely smash it. You see what Michael Ballack said
What?
about England?
No.
It was just like something about our jerseys are always nice, our football shirts are always nice, and whereas Germany and Italy and other nations just stick to the same mould, and that's why they're better at football. It's because of the kits. Apparently, we make nice kits, which makes us bad at football,
Right.
whereas they don't make nice kits, and it makes them good at football.
Okay, fair enough. Whatever.
Good point from Michael Ballack. Yeah, was confident going into the World Cup. Now we haven't scored an open play goal in 5 games and got beat off Hungary, drew off Germany, drew against Italy, got beat off Hungary, got beat off Italy.
The thing is, though, our reliable midfield that we had of Calvin Phillips and Reece James are no longer a part of
Calvin
right now.
Phillips and Reece James?
Reece James, fucking no, just for
that was freaking.
yeah.
That was freaking. Declan Rice
Yeah, and Declan Rice. Sorry,
and Calvin Phillips.
I've been up since 5. Excuse me. Excuse me. Well, both have, to be fair.
Yeah, that was the base for us to go forward when we played at the Euros, was having them two. And we don't know if Calvin Phillips is going to be fit for the World Cup.
I hope he is.
I hope he is.
Because
but then again, even if he is fit for the World Cup, he's not playing
exactly
because he signed for City.
He's not getting any game time with City.
I mean, he could play in that City team, but who do you kick out on their form?
Their midfield three are currently the best 3 midfield in the world.
You're not kicking out De Bruyne
because he's the best player in the
You're
world.
not kicking out Rodri. You're not kicking out Bernardo Silva.
No.
Does he get in over Gundogan? The form Gundogan's been playing decently on.
Gundogan's not even getting on the pitch.
Yeah.
He's only getting on it at like 60th minute, 70th minute.
I mean, I understand squad rotation, but Phillips can't do that because he's injured now, so
exactly.
that's screwed. Yeah.
For me, England are just in a complete disarray right now, and they need to steady a ship. And the captain of the ship, AG Gareth Southgate, has lost his navigation system. For me, he's just like, I think a lot of England fans are just a bit deluded from the fact that we've got into a semi-final and we got into a final. Like, yes, I was deluded at the time, but it's because of the whole atmosphere.
Yeah, everyone gets so gassed up about it.
Just look at it as a realistic outcome. We went to the final on one of the easiest final routes you've ever seen.
Yeah.
What was it? We had Sweden, we had Germany.
I've got them.
Yeah. We had Sweden, Germany. Was it Ukraine? No, it wasn't Ukraine.
We played Yeah, our World Cup. So we started in Group G. We'll just talk about the World Cup
Yeah.
now. We started in Group G. We beat Tunisia 2-1
Yeah.
in game one. Harry Kane scored
We had
the opener in
Panama.
that one.
We had Panama.
Yeah, then we played Panama and beat them 6-1.
Yeah.
John Stones was on fire that game, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Then we dead rubber game last game because I remember the team sheets for ours and Belgium. We got beat up Belgium 2-1. 1-0, sorry.
Yeah.
Jan Azai scoring. That was just such a crap game to watch. Then we go on to the very, very tight game against Colombia.
This is the Euros, isn't it?
No.
It's the World Cup. Oh yeah, Panama's a South American team, yeah.
This is World Cup, man. It was a while ago, you know.
Yeah. I just remember because we played Colombia in the World Cup in Russia, and that was a tight game as well.
Yeah. So then Colombia
No,
beat
wait.
4-3. What's the matter?
July 3rd, last 16, Moscow. Colombia won, England won. Yes, it was.
What? The World Cup?
But I'm talking about the Euros.
I was talking. No, we weren't. We were talking about the World Cup.
I was talking about Euros. I was saying that
We were talking
Euros
about
is
the
the.
World Cup.
I was talking about Euros.
We said the World Cup.
I know. I said the World Cup and Euros are the easiest ones.
Yeah, and then I said we'll talk about the World Cup,
All right, fair enough.
which is what we've been.
Yeah. I
Um,
thought it was.
Beat Colombia 4-3 on penalties, which is a tight game. And then we had.
I'm looking at the Euros one, and it's somehow even easier than the Euros.
Beat
I mean, the
Sweden in
World
the
Cup.
quarters of the World Cup
And they
2-0,
got beat by Croatia
and then we got beat off Croatia after extra time.
when
Then
Kane could have passed it.
didn't square it, and everyone's still about that
But I'm genuinely looking at this run here.
at the Euros.
Yeah, Croatia, Scotland, Czech Republic, Germany, Ukraine, Italy, Denmark, Italy. Sorry, like you couldn't ask for an easier run than that. There was no group stage that was easier than. That was the easiest run any team had in any competition.
Everyone gets so gassed up about it, and yes, he was the first manager to do that for a long time. But we still
so
haven't won
easy.
anything, and it was still very easy. And what I'm fearful of, if the FA seem to want to stick with Southgate, is we miss out on another golden generation of English footballers and potential winning trophies, because our last golden generation, we didn't win anything, and we should have won everything.
Terry, Ferdinand, Lampard,
Ashley Cole, Rooney,
some of the best English players ever.
Scholes, everyone.
Yeah.
If we found a system to fit everyone, I'm trying to think of that team now. Was Seaman and Net?
Seaman,
Neville, Terry, Ferdinand, Cole,
Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes played on the
Gerrard,
wing.
Scholes.
Who else did they have?
Who was the other one?
Was it not
was it-
Bex?
Yeah, it was Bex. And then Rooney and
Owen.
Rooney and it was Rooney and Cole, or Rooney and Owen.
Oh, it was Cole.
Yeah, it was Cole. Rooney and Cole up front. Like,
Yeah.
should have won everything with that side, because at the time they were some of the best players in their positions in the world, if not the best. Because Ferdinand and Terry at the back, best there.
Centre half.
Ashley Cole at left back, to me, is best one of, if not best left back of all time.
Yeah.
Never mind just Premier League.
Yeah.
And then you've got 3 midfielders in there. And Bex.
What I like about England is the camaraderie we have around the time of sort of international competitions.
Yeah.
Like everyone just seems to have this sort of
Everyone's friends.
Exactly. Like
Everybody is friends.
When we went to watch the final against Italy, like there was just everyone was bantering on, even though it was during COVID and it was like all socially distanced and stuff like that. I got my mate, you got your mate. We just went and watched it.
Yeah,
it was absolutely class. It was class.
The
whole
event was
class.
Unreal. The only thing that spoiled it was
The drinks.
the drink service. Yeah,
It was shocking. I
couldn't get.
I prepaid for like six pints.
Yeah.
And I didn't get them by the end because I just left because I was that annoyed. I was just like so annoyed that we didn't win, and I didn't have any pints.
I mean,
my
it
mate
was.
threw me at the pint up in the air because we scored a penalty. And I was like,
No,
why
it
did you
wasn't.
throw it?
It wasn't.
It was because you saved it or something like
No,
that.
it was the first one when Luke Shaw scored inside
He just
the first
threw it.
couple of minutes. Where like everyone went berserk up on tables, pints up in the air.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was during the penalties. We had
The penalties as well.
I said, look, it was a pint just got delivered. No, sorry, 2 pints just got delivered. And they were like, we're going to bring some more around when we can. I was like, there's no point. The game's going to end in like 5 minutes time.
Yeah.
And if we win this, I'm going out. And if we're not, I've got work the next day at 6 in the morning anyway.
I'm gonna cry.
Like, and I put the pint down the thing. I said, if we win, I'm throwing this up in the air. And if we don't, I'm throwing it off to the side. Like, or I'm just punching it away, or I'm just downing it. And my mate literally just picked it up. We scored the first penalty. Literally, we scored the first penalty. Just launched up in the air. I was like, "What are you doing, man?" He was just like,
it was Pickford's save that got everyone just nuts.
I didn't watch that save. I just couldn't.
Yeah, you were on the floor. I mean,
couldn't.
I know when
I hate penalties.
when we missed the last penalty, we lost on the missed penalty, didn't we? Because Saka's missed penalty, and tables started flying in the air and chairs flew.
A lot of stuff flew when
A lot of stuff flew, and then we went.
We're not being racist. We're just angry at the fact that they lost the game.
Yeah,
I don't care who would have scored or missed the penalty.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. My point that entire time was you don't bring on players to score penalties.
I mean, to jump on that racist point there, a lot of people were.
Yeah. No,
which was very, very wrong in every breath of the word. But our point where you don't bring players on to take penalties.
My saying
don't do
for
it.
any penalty shootout ever in history, right? The players that have been playing the 90 minutes or the 120 minutes of the game take the penalties.
Do you remember when?
The reason being is because they've been in that game, they're zoned in. They're completely zoned in to nothing else other than the football game and that pitch and that goal.
Do you remember last season, Mark Noble against Man U for West Ham? He hadn't missed a penalty in God knows how many takes. Got subbed on a taker.
Exactly. That's my point entirely. He got subbed on in the 90th minute to take the penalty and he missed it. That's the whole point.
You don't do it.
I don't care who it was that missed the penalty. I don't care. I simply don't care. If it was a white person, mixed race, black, I don't care. You people on the pitch take the penalties. You don't sub anyone on for it. If it was a white person that you subbed on, I would have been angry at the exact same reason. It's the players that are on the pitch take the penalties.
Defenders take the penalties. Defenders are renowned for the best penalties.
Harry Maguire
he absolutely
slotted it, and I was so angry at the fact that he was about to take a penalty in the World Cup final.
If you watch any defender take a penalty, they just take no prisoners.
It's a no-nonsense. It's a no-nonsense penalty. They're not overthinking it. They go, right, I'm going to put it that side. Because realistically, when did they ever get a chance to go and shoot? They don't. So they don't overthink it. They just go, right, I'm going down the right hand side.
Van Dijk's penalty in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup final against Kepa last season, when Kepa literally stood at the side and Van Dijk was the side, I'm still going to go there, and scored. Exact same. But what do you make of Bukayo Saka Player of the Year? I do have some of his stats up from the season as well. He played a total of 43 games. This is for Arsenal. Then this is 21-22 season. He played 43 games, scored 12 goals and got 7 assists. Bearing in mind he was last season, he didn't play left back at all. He played right or left wing. At all times.
No offence, I don't think he's been England's best player.
I mean, his England record he's 18 games and 4 goals. England seniors.
As an England player, like, fair enough. But he is a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's a very, very good player. But Harry Kane's better than him. Like, why is he not getting that? Like, no, I'm just being serious. Are we just going off like, oh, he was all right? And Harry Kane's won it before, so we'll just give it to him.
I mean, to go on to our lineup against Italy the other night, if Bukayo Saka has won England Player of the Year for playing right wing, why are we now playing him for England at left wing back?
I don't know.
Why are we doing that? I mean, for starters, we shouldn't be playing
We've already got about 14 defenders in the.
We'll go on to lineups in a bit, but why are you playing your so-called Player of the Year, who won it at right wing, playing him left wing back?
But the thing is that we've got Reece James, Luke Shaw, Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker, Ben Chilwell, Trent Alexander-Arnold. We've got 6 wing backs, or well, they all can play wing back. All of them can play
full
wing back.
backs or wing backs. If you're a full back, you can play wing back.
I was going, and if I'm being quite honest, any of those players can play either side on the full back position, and they just can.
Yeah.
Other than Ben Chilwell, I'd say.
I'd probably say other than Luke Shaw as well.
Yeah, maybe.
I think the right foot players.
I mean, also Luke Shaw shouldn't be in the
over.
team. No way Luke Shaw should be in this team. There's no way Luke Shaw should be anywhere near this in the squad.
It's nowhere near it. But yeah, Saka winning Player of the Year was an interesting one for me. And then playing him out of position was an interesting one.
I personally think Tammy Abraham goes ahead of him for Player of the Year. And so does Kane.
So does a few players.
I wouldn't say Ivan Toney does based on last season. This season, yeah, but not last season.
This England squad, anyway, is more than likely going to be the England squad for the World Cup.
I'm going to be so annoyed.
Obviously, we're going to have, if Pickford's fit, he'll come in probably for Dean Henderson. Which we both agreed that the 3 keepers that we've got there should be the 3 keepers for
100%
the World Cup.
100%. There's no reason to change.
I mean, people always bring up the point of, but Pickford's great for England.
But these 3 keepers are probably going to be better for England than him.
Yeah.
Pope, what a season he's had so far.
Commanding, great shot stopper.
And he's good on the ball.
He's decent on the ball.
Ramsdale's better on the ball than Pickford. He's got the same build as Pickford, so you can't exactly knock him down.
Yeah.
He's probably more athletic than Pickford.
He's more commanding than Pickford. He's taller than Pickford.
Is he?
Yeah. He's taller than Pickford.
Fair enough.
He's better shot stopper than Pickford.
I think he's just a better all-round goalkeeper than Pickford.
Yeah, and then Dean Henderson. I do rate Dean Henderson.
I think he's got less experience than Pickford, so maybe I understand Pickford going in there ahead of him because of the experience that he has at the England camp and obviously acclimatising Nick Pope, and I'd understand it, but I don't agree with it. That's my saying.
Well,
I understand it, but I don't agree with it. Let's just go starting 11. Let's agree on the starting 11.
All right, okay. Goalkeeper
for me, Ramsdale.
And
I could either way, Nick Pope or Ramsdale for me. Either way.
Formation, I'm saying 4-2-3-1. Just to back who I'm going to play.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it's our best.
What is our best formation? Because Southgate likes to try every single formation under the sun.
In terms of I know why you're doing 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, because we've talked about this before.
Yeah, but I can understand a 4-3-3 with a DM.
Yeah,
but also 4-3-2-1 kind of works better.
Yeah,
we'll do 4-3-2-1.
Yeah.
4-2-3-1. Sorry.
All right. Okay. Goalkeeper
Ramsdale, but easily could be Pope. Right back. Based on current form, you'd have to put in. You have to put in Reece James, but he doesn't play in the back 4. So personally, I'm going to put in Trent Alexander-Arnold.
This is my point. There's so many people, and I love it.
Yeah.
People always go, Reece James is better than Trent. What position does Reece James play? Right back. Think again. What position does Reece James play? Either plays as a right wing back or a right centre back. Yeah.
So
he has the cover all of the time.
You can't judge
Trent this season. So people are so quick in the world of football and the world of sport really to say 1 minute you're generational, this, that and the other, the next minute you're a championship level footballer.
Yeah.
Trent has been used to having Henderson.
I saw that comment before as well.
I forgot who said it though. But Henderson,
he was a manager of another European team or something like that. He was he's an international manager, I'm pretty sure.
Henderson has always been that right centre mid to cover for Trent, and mainly why Liverpool have been so successful over the last few years is because of Robbo one side, Trent the other,
Yeah.
always creating chances. But Henderson has slowly been hitting a decline and has been injured.
Mm-hmm.
So Harvey Elliott has been playing in that right centre mid role. Harvey Elliott is a forward-thinking midfielder,
Mm-hmm.
not a defensive-minded midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
So that cover doesn't come for Trent
Mm-hmm.
anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So then Trent is taking all of the heat for it, but it's not on
Mm-hmm.
Trent because he's still trying to play the same way that we've been playing over the past few years, but he doesn't have that cover coming in anymore. But
At
that
the
goes
same
on me
time-
wanting to adjust. But I'm going to stop talking about Liverpool.
At the same time,
Yeah.
you've got to say Trent's actual defensive abilities aren't that great as well. You saw the game against Napoli.
I mean,
it was
they
so
can be.
lethargic.
But we go again. The game against Napoli, yes, he had a poor performance, and everyone hammers him for it.
Mhm.
The game after that in the league, he had a really, really good defensive performance.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I do agree.
Yeah.
But so far this season, Trent hasn't been a good
He hasn't.
defender.
But for me, Trent's in a right back.
If he plays at right back, he's got he can't play the same way as he plays for Liverpool, but technically he can with
Oh.
the system that we're going for. But anyway,
Yeah.
So two centre halves.
Yeah.
for me, we both agree on
We
this.
both agree. Yeah.
John Stones, General John Stones,
General Wagwan General.
I'll go on General John Stone and Fakir Tomori,
Yeah.
two of
easy.
the best English centre backs that we've
Two.
got
Yeah.
at the moment.
And then the other option that I have in a centre half is Ben White as well. That's,
Yeah, Ben White, and I don't understand how he's not in this English squad. I'm not being
yeah,
funny.
that
The
is-
fact that
is
he's
mental.
not in this squad is crazy. He's playing for Arsenal right back. He can also play
Well-
centre back and the top of the league.
Well, last season he played the most amount of minutes for any player at Arsenal last
Uh-huh.
season at right centre back.
Uh-huh.
Then this season, because Saliba's come in, he's playing unbelievably well at right back.
Uh-huh.
How he hasn't made this this squad.
He's
And
he's
in the
now got
starting
experience at right
I'll
centre
never know.
back. He can play in a back three. He can play in a back four. He can play right back in a back four.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna guess he can play right back in a back five.
And then to me, Fakir Tomori is without question. And to go on this note, because we've mentioned Trent, we've mentioned Tomori, they are not in the squad for the game tonight against Germany.
which is abysmal.
Which means Trent has featured in 5 out of 31 games leading up to the World Cup. And bear in mind, Trent is England's most creative player.
Mm.
Statistically, England's most
Oh, yeah,
creative
yeah.
player.
Mhm.
And then Fakir Tomori hasn't played in the build up to the World Cup. And he is probably England's best centre half.
Is
Yeah.
England's best centre half.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, I prefer him over Johnson. So yeah, he is England's best centre half. He was key reason to why AC Milan won the league for the first time. What was it, in like 12 years?
something like that. I think the last time they
So-
won it was like 2007.
Yeah, something like that. And Maldini himself praises him so highly.
Mm-hmm.
So Stones and Tomori as centre halves, and next in line in centre half would be Ben White,
Mm-hmm.
Maguire, Connor Cody, Tyrone Mings, Eric Dyer.
Yeah,
It's getting nowhere near this.
I'd say after that it would probably be maybe it's Eric Dyer or Connor Cody. Just based, Connor Cody's played in the back four this season, so maybe it's Connor Cody. But also Dyer has been playing well. obviously
But
the
if I
back
can,
five, but-
none of them are getting anywhere near the
Yeah.
side.
Left back.
To be fair, my next in line after Ben White's Mark Gahey.
True.
Not
He's
gonna
playing
lie.
the back four.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Left back anyway.
I'm gonna have Kieran Trippier in left back.
I'll take Trippier as well.
Just off-
I really do like Ben Chilwell.
Yeah.
I really do, but
Mhm.
he has recently just come back from injury.
And he's so injury prone. He's so
He is
injury
injury
prone.
prone, and he also, again, like Reece James, plays left wing back, not left back.
And Kieran Trippier has played at left back before. He's done a job. He's got a lot of experience.
Experience is kind of your club captain now, really, isn't it?
Well, he is,
'Cause
yeah.
Lascelles doesn't
Yeah.
play. He's
got-
been abroad. He's played under defensive-minded coaches like Simeone. So because
got that discipline.
I've got Trent over on this side,
Mhm.
I've got Man Trippier at left
But
back.
the thing is though, he's not. He can go forward.
Yeah,
His
he can.
quality
His
going forward is
quality
unbelievable as well. You've got to say
is on point. Yeah,
his free kick ability
yeah,
probably the best in the team.
yeah.
He has
In terms of shooting, free kick ability.
yeah. Unreal.
2-man in midfield
And again, easy conversation about this. Calvin Phillips,
and Declan Rice.
big Dirty Rice.
Yeah,
Not
I
much
mean,
to say about
d-
it. Both players are incredibly. Their two play styles work so well together because
They do.
Calvin Phillips he doesn't care. He's just going to sit back. He's just going to sit there and sweep. But at the same time, so can Rice. So he can do the exact same as him. And then Calvin Phillips can go forward because he's got that ability to go forward. He's agile. He's quick. He's got really good pass ability, and he's strong. The same for Declan Rice, but he's a taller build, so that complements Phillips really well. He can go for the headers. Phillips can sit off the scraps.
Yeah, because we spoke about the World Cup and the Euros. Our I can't remember. Our game against Germany in the Euros was one of the best individual performances I've seen by a player from Declan Rice.
Unbelievable.
I'd never understood the reason why he got brought off, but I can come with it because he got that unbelievable ovation by everyone when he got brought off.
I think it's because they were like, he's having an extremely good game.
Yeah.
Don't get him injured. Yeah. Take him off.
He was like one of the best. If
we can't have those two midfielders constantly playing games.
You can go on YouTube. I'm pretty sure there's a highlight reel of Declan Rice in that game because it's incredible. But if Phillips isn't fit for the World Cup, Jude Bellingham will play. And that may change my thought on having Trent at right back.
And also change my thought of doing it in a 4-2-3-1, because if you've got Jude Bellingham in midfield, I'd rather have another midfielder that is more defensively minded.
Yeah.
Maybe he's Henderson.
Yeah.
You could probably say Ward-Prowse. I just wouldn't have Mason Mount in there.
Mason Mount isn't. He'll be on the plane for me in the squad, but he isn't getting in the 11.
But in a midfield three, it's either Henderson or Ward-Prowse as the other midfielder because they're both defensively minded.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to pick if Calvin Phillips isn't there. This is our ideal lineup, by the way. Like our ideal lineup is Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. But alternatively, if Phillips wasn't available, I'd switch to a 4-3-3.
Yeah, which would be fair enough. Three behind the striker. Three behind the striker.
Off this season, I'm going to go Jadon Sancho on the right. Phil Foden on the left. Oh, maybe he's no. Sancho on the right, Foden down the middle, and Sterling on the left. That's what I'd go for. Sterling's probably been their best English player so far this season.
Yeah.
Carried Chelsea completely so far.
I mean, for me, Sterling is so hated for whatever reason.
I don't know.
Sterling has to be playing on that left for me in the tournament.
Yeah.
Foden has to play as well. As a 10,
he's so technically gifted.
As a 10, I'm happy to have him in the 10, but I'd also happy to have him
on the left,
playing from the right, and having James Maddison playing as my number 10. Because to me, I don't understand how James Maddison isn't in this squad. And I don't understand how James Maddison isn't playing over Mason Mount and other players. He is. I've got his stats somewhere as well.
I'm pretty sure he's our most creative midfielder. That
he is England's most creative midfielder. Last season in the Premier in an all competition, for Leicester, 53 games, 18 goals, 12 assists. He's got 30 goal involvement in 53 games for Leicester last season.
And he's also the only creative and bright spark of Leicester's season so far. I was watching that Spurs game and there was no one else on that pitch that realistically...
He's too good for that side now.
Yeah. I think he should come to Newcastle, personally.
He would be a really good signing for his, but to me, he should be on that plane and should be in contention for that starting 11 spot.
Yeah.
We also haven't thingied on having Bukayo Saka playing from the right, considering he's England's Player of the Year as well.
I wouldn't know. I'd have Jadon Sancho. Who would you have in right wing?
I've always been a big fan of Jadon Sancho, and it pains us because I'm a Liverpool fan, and I desperately wanted him to come to Liverpool before he signed for Man U.
Right. Striker.
So we're gonna go Sancho, Ford, and Sterling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Madison should be in there as well. Striker.
I mean, you can't not have Harry Kane up front.
Yeah. I mean, I've said this tonight when we play against Germany, or whenever we upload the video, but to us it's tonight. Drop Harry Kane
and put in
and play Abraham, or even play 2 up front and play Abraham and Tony together. I don't care.
I just think
I don't care anymore. We are playing 5 at the back and we haven't scored from open play in 5 games. It's so painful to watch. I'm like, why are we playing defensive-minded football when we've got capable defenders who can play? Not Maguire, not Dyer, Tomori, Ben White, Mark Gay, John Stones.
In a back 5, imagine Ben White, Tomori, and Stones. Yeah, that's
solid.
That's as good as Chelsea's back. Chelsea's 3 of last season.
Yeah,
3 centre backs last season: Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Aspilicueta.
Yeah,
but
Harry Kane will and probably will have to start for us in the World Cup because he's captain. But Abraham scored the most goals out of any English player last season, and he did it in Serie A. Bearing in mind, Abraham isn't just a poacher player. He's so high pressing, he's high intensity, always wants ball, always running in behind, always trying to create chances for his other players. I really like Tammy Abraham, and he has to be in contention to take Harry Kane's spot.
So underrated as a footballer, personally. Because
if we're not scoring goals,
I think it's criminal.
Your first thing you look at is your striker, but you also look at why you aren't creating chances. Why aren't we creating chances? Because you leave Trent out the squad, or on the bench you leave James Maddison out of the squad. So far,
I just personally think it's absolutely criminal, the fact that how underrated Tammy Abraham is.
Yeah,
I think it's gone so far under the radar how underrated he is.
And then Tony deserves a chance because of how well he's been playing this season and has come up.
So let's talk about the person that makes these picks in real life.
Good idea.
Gareth Southgate. Sack him immediately. Get him gone. I don't care. I really don't care. Go on. Managers that have been set to replace him.
I mean,
Eddie Howe. I don't think personally he would leave, and I don't want him to leave Newcastle as well. But I think he would be a good fit. Even though I'm saying that Gareth Southgate, the only accomplishments he's got is getting Middlesbrough relegated. Before getting that job.
like we said earlier, he's got us to the Euros final, World Cup semi-final, but they were on easy runs, and I swear we got there off vibes of the squad.
100%.
We had Jesse Lingard just
now it's been
dancing around.
It's been exposed how poorly run this is starting to be now.
He doesn't know what he's doing. But what I don't get is, how do you not know what you're doing?
Yeah.
You have international games or warm-ups or training every month or 2. So you've got all this time to prepare. You can go watch as many games as you want. You can go watch as many players as you want. You can sit in your office and decipher this team and that team, how they play, these players, how they play, and what they're doing on form. You can decide you've got so much time to do it. You should be able to then bring your players in on international duty, bring the right players in. Remember when he first got the job in 2017, he said the players are going to get in off merit, not off previous performances.
Yeah.
Now look at the side we're bringing in. So
he's bringing some players in that are on merit in terms of tomorrow, but he's not playing them. He's just he's bringing these players in to satisfy the fact that they're in the squad, but he's just going to go with the same players every single time. And then, in no offence, we're talking about back 5 as well. The entire time we're playing at the World Cup, we're playing back 5. Yeah. That's another tax we've got to take it off. We've got to understand we're playing back 5 the entire time there. And then he was chopping and changing constantly during the Euros between every formation under the sun. 5 at the back, 4 at the back, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, 4-3-2-1. Like, what do you want to do? You're not being clear, and you're being so random to the point where you're not creating a system.
The way we think as England fans is that we should be challenging and winning tournaments. The way you know, the players think is we should be challenging and winning tournaments. And the team that we have, we should be challenging and winning tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
As a team who is going to challenge and win tournaments, you need to have a specific
way of playing,
specific formation,
a characteristic.
And you have to be kind of stuck to it.
Mm-hmm.
Teams should be changing to play you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be changing to play teams, because our team, our England squad, our England 11 is one of the best teams on paper and on the pitch in the world. Not together, man, because Southgate's in charge of them. Yeah. But if you look at them when they're playing at the clubs individually, they are some of the best players in the world. So teams should be changing how they play against us, not the other way around.
I know, and we've done that so many times for other teams. We've done it against Spain, we've done it against Germany, fair enough, at work. But saying that we didn't, we stuck to our guns with the 4-2-3-1, and look what happened. When we had that 4-2-3-1, we had the character, we beat a good Germany side. Maybe it's not
it was a decent Germany side,
but not the best that they've had.
They had chances and they had threats and they had decent players.
But we beat them.
And they're looking even stronger now.
We had that character, we looked like a good team. But we started being random with it, and then we've got to stick to exactly what we're good at. Take off Harry Maguire, just get rid of him, get rid of Luke Shaw, just get rid of these players that you think are great because they play for Manchester United, or great because they play for Arsenal, or great because they play for Chelsea. Yeah. No, you've just got to go with players that are putting in the work and are dedicated and are playing well.
I mean, our top pick for... my personal, I don't know if you have the same, top pick for next England manager should be Thomas Tuchel.
Thomas Tuchel?
Because he is
or Arsene Wenger. If he ever came back to managerial, I'd love to see Arsene Wenger there.
Thomas Tuchel is a competition, he's a tournament manager. Yeah. He knows how to win tournaments. And people might say, he's a defensive coach. He had to be a defensive coach at Chelsea because their forward options were very poor. Uh-huh. If he gets a hold of this England side, he could do absolute magic with it.
Even if he played 5 at the back, imagine how good he could do with 5 at the back.
Yeah.
Play wing back of Trent and Trippier, or Trent and Chilwell.
Well, it'll probably is with Tuchel going, and that it'll be James and Chilwell.
Yeah. But you've got to think of it. But even though if he did, he could. He might see that option and go, he really wanted to play with Trent, and he would be able to do that. There's just no characteristic. Spain tiki-taka with the false 9.
Yeah.
Netherlands 4-3-3, high press football.
So everyone knows how they want to play football.
Italy, they're just fast paced, high energy.
S-houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of like.
Yeah.
But they had a character of how they wanted to play football.
Holland are looking good. Yeah. Holland side is
exactly,
good.
And this is coming up again. They've got a way of playing. They've got a way to play football.
Yeah.
Germany, they control possession.
Yeah.
There's just...
But it's just very frustrating.
England is constantly like, right, we need to make sure we get the ball to Harry Kane in the box.
But Harry Kane's never there.
He's always
dropping deep. He's always out in the channel. He's always here, there, and everywhere.
And then the pundits go, well, Harry Kane has to be there or else he wouldn't get the ball. What? Don't get on the ball. Look what Haaland does. He sticks down the central channel, doesn't care about the wings, doesn't care about anything, because he's got De Bruyne, he's got Silva, he's got Foden, he's got Grealish, he's got Mahrez, that are all capable of putting the ball in the box. The same way we've got Sancho, we've got Grealish, we've got Foden, we've got Sterling. Some of the best wingers in the world at the moment. Some of the Trent.
Yeah,
we've got Trippier. We've got Chilwell. These players can all put a ball in the box on a sixpence every single time.
I mean, to be fair, one player you just mentioned there that I completely forgot to mention, Jackie Grealish. When he plays for England, I mean, he does it at City, but he gets a bit more license when he plays for England than he does at City, because 100%. Obviously Guardiola likes to control games,
You're drilled in it, City.
Jack Grealish, to me, can have a massive shout of starting because of how many fouls he draws. The amount of opportunities we'll get to score goals, because we would have a Trent on the pitch who can put a ball on the sixpence. We can have a Trippier on the pitch who puts a ball on the sixpence. We have Phillips can take a long free kick, put the ball on the sixpence for anybody to go and whack a header in or create chances from there. So if you think about it that way, Jack Grealish could start because of how many fouls he draws, and he winds teams up so much.
And you saw it against Denmark. Was it Denmark? I feel like it was Denmark.
I know what game you're on about. I can't remember if it was Denmark.
He just got fouled constantly on the left. He was on the left. He just got fouled constantly.
Yeah.
And then he got the ball in the box for Saka, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because he was just constantly just going.
And to be fair, if you're a City fan, that's what you want to see out of Jack Grealish, but you can't really do that
because you drilled. And people are and realistically, look at the season. We're talking a bit off topic here, but kind of not because he's an English player.
Yeah.
He deserves to be in the England squad. He's a quality player. He still has bags of quality. It's just because he's playing in a system where he has to get the ball, pass the ball, get in the position, stay in your position, get the ball, pass the ball, get the ball, pass the ball, then put it in the box when you're in the correct position, when the ball's in the correct position.
Yeah.
You've got to play the exact way that Guardiola wants to play, or else you're not playing at all.
Yeah. Any other major points?
What's your predictions going to the World Cup, real quick? We said this.
Are we talking about realism or England's deluded fan hopes?
I said we're not making it out the group stages. I think it's going to be another 2012. Not making out the group stages. We're getting sent home early bath.
Round of 16.
What?
Round of 16.
No, because there's a 32 then a 16 now, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm saying round of 16, we'll get knocked out in the round of 16.
I think we're getting knocked out in the group stages. I might put a bet on for that as well, see what the odds are.
Yeah.
I think that about rounds it up.
Are we now Argentina fans of the World Cup?
Yeah, I am. If we get knocked out in the group stage, round of 16, I'm an Argentina fan. So I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah, there's socials, TikTok and Instagram will be dropped down below as well. We're going to be description. Yeah, we're going to be consistent on there. Check out YouTube Shorts as well, because we'll be posting plenty of clips in YouTube Shorts as well.
Yeah.
Anything else you can think of?
I ain't got nothing to add.
If anybody else has any interesting good points on England that we've missed, please let us know, because we kind of just get wrapped up in our minds, and then we'll leave the video and think, oh crap,
I've got this to say, I've got that to say.
Oh crap, Conor Gallagher could be in England too.
No, because we'll go on for 20 minutes. So we're going to wrap it up there. That was our podcast for the England national team.
Travesty.
Yeah, just England in general. I mean, this is our first podcast for a while.
Yeah, so
since the first one.
So go check out all the videos that we've got in between the years. Some absolute bangers and absolute interesting videos.
And please check some out. Please. Because we have put hard work into the other episodes.
We're trying our best.
Well, thank you very much for watching.